You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Wellness Wednesdays with Claudine Cooper, ClaudineCooper.com. Claudine, first, good evening. And I have been stretching since I was 15 years old, stretching with any degree of intention. I have been stretching for the better part of my life. As I've gotten older, it has done me well. It has helped me tremendously. But now I read that stretching is some sort of trend, and people are trying to say that stretching shouldn't necessarily replace exercise. And I didn't think it was supposed to replace exercise. I thought it was supposed to enhance or complement exercise. Where do you come out on that?
I definitely highly recommend stretching, except I do feel like you have to incorporate it into an overall fitness routine. That stretching is not an actual workout. However, I teach a class that is specific to stretching. For the entire class, all we do is stretch our bodies and sing along with the music and really just take a load off. Because honestly, Mo, what people aren't realizing is that over the last few years, a lot of us, we really haven't been moving the way we used to. Am I right? How about you?
Speak on it. Maybe we're more into our careers. Maybe we don't have as much time to work out. And there's the natural aging process where our muscles contract, our bones may get a little bit more brittle. We lose flexibility naturally with age. I think all that works together and works against us.
Absolutely, it does. Now, here's the question. If all you can get in is a 45-minute stretch, is that better than not moving at all?
I know it is for me. I know that when I stretch 7 days a week. Now, there are 3 days a week in which I will do what I call dynamic stretching, where I'm stretching to increase flexibility. I'm pushing my muscles. And the other days I'm stretching to maintain flexibility and range of motion. So I know each body is different. Each stretching program is different, but that's something which has really helped me as I get older. I'm doing radio. I'm doing a lot of sitting. I have to be very conscious and intentional with movement throughout the day. Stretching is a part of that.
Well said. I feel like as we age, even if we can't get in a full workout, if we can commit to waking up in the morning and just stretching our bodies, we will be less prone to injuries. And that's really where I come from. And you asked, where do I fall on the stretching? Is it a workout? Is it not a workout? I really feel like at this stage and at this phase of where we are in humanity, sometimes we just have to honor the fact that we may not have time. Very busy lives, people doing multiple things. And if you can wake up and just knock out a stretch, you will find that functionally you'll be better for it.
I know it works for me. And for me, I may sit in front of the TV on the floor, legs out, and I'll do my stretches while I'm watching a movie, while I'm watching a TV show. And lo and behold, I've been stretching for an hour. And then I feel wonderful afterward. I feel like I can be the vegetable watching the show, but also I'm not negatively impacting my body. How do you recommend people may go about stretching? Do you want them to set aside a specific time each and every day outside of getting out of bed and starting their day with at least some light stretching? What would you recommend?
You know, not to offend anyone, but when we say we don't have time to exercise, a lot of those moments that we're spending consuming content, whether it's watching Netflix, whether it's scrolling our phone, could be times where we could take a quick stretch or where we could incorporate a plank or a few push-ups. You know, look, in addition to stretching, if you're on the floor in front of your TV, why not? You could do a plank for a minute. Challenge yourself. How long can I hold a plank? When you do your plank, always remember that you want to contract your abs. You want to make sure that it's an exercise that's actually utilizing the muscles that the plank is designed to use, as well as when you do your push-ups, you want to make sure that you're engaging muscles in your upper body as well as keeping your abs really tight so that it is a workout. It's not just you like, yep, I did my push-ups and you're like, da, 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 da. I see this all the time in the gym. I see people come in and they mean well. Okay. They mean well, Mo. But what they're doing is so crazy. I'm like, ooh, you might need a trainer. You might need help with that form.
I know there's someone who's listening right now. All this is somewhat new, or the idea of doing it may be new and they don't know where to start. For someone who has been largely sedentary for the past few months, or maybe since the pandemic, or has always been sedentary, and they at least wanted to start feeling better by way of stretching, how do you start? Where do you start? What do you recommend?
I believe that most people know their bodies. And I say that because if something feels like it could potentially cause you injury, don't do it. It's real simple. It's like if you start stretching something and you start to say, ooh, that might be too much, then don't go any further. Right. But at the same time, you also know the areas in which you're probably in need of a stretch. Like, for example, before I got here, I felt my shoulder bugging me a little bit. And I was like, okay, when I get out of the car, I'm going to do a couple shoulder rolls. I'm going to massage it a little bit. We all have our aches and pains at this age and even younger. My son plays football. He has aches and pains. Tell me this. You have aches and pains, Mo?
Every single day, but I can minimize them and also heal my body through stretching and also warm showers, just catering to each part of my body. I'll do the shoulder rolls. I'll do the neck rolls. I'll stretch my back. I'll lay down on my back and turn my knee all the way over on my side so I can stretch the inner and outer portion of my hips. It's something I've been doing for years. And thank goodness I have been doing it for years because I have far more range of mobility than I think most people who are 54 years old. I can still kick above my head. Those are things that I couldn't start at 50 and do. It's something that I've maintained over the years. Now, I wouldn't trade my aches and pains for anyone because I know that they are minor in comparison to others who are basically immobile.
And that's so true. And I'm glad you touched on that because in my practice of stretching and teaching classes to improve mobility, flexibility, and stability, one of the things that I have noticed is that people who are older and are also more flexible are also more joyous and tend to be happier. So I watched this video that said one of the limitations that prevents people from connecting with other human beings is that they can't move well. So for example, if you wanted to go to an outdoor concert or sporting event, but you know that your mobility is limited. In other words, you may not be able to walk from the car to the stadium, or you may not be able to be outside at an outdoor event because when it's time to walk to the restroom at the Hollywood Bowl, it's like 100 steps to get to the bathroom or whatever. And so it prevents people from living a full and joyful life because of limitations in their mobility and levels of their activity. So this transfers into all areas of life. When you said, I wouldn't want to trade my 54-year-old aches and pains with any other 54-year-old, I felt that, Mo. Yeah.
Flexibility, mobility, stability. We'll have more with Claudine Cooper in just a moment. It's Wellness Wednesdays on Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Wellness Wednesday, and we're speaking with Claudine Cooper still. You can always find out everything about her at ClaudineCooper.com. Claudine, last segment we talked about the value and importance of stretching, but I think that's part and parcel of everything that you do, the various classes that you teach, the information and wisdom that you wish to impart. And when people come to see you for your free community workouts on a Saturday or do the online workouts on Friday, how do you best recommend that people prepare to work out?
Well, I was happy to see you at the free community workout because when I saw you, the first thing I noticed is that you got there a little bit early and you were doing your stretches. So you already anticipated that you would need to be a little more flexible to go through any type of workout, but specifically the workout that I was teaching because I'm going to go hard as I possibly can and ask other people to do the same. However, because I allow people to move at their own pace, we have people of all levels doing the workout. And some people can walk, some people can jog, some people can sprint, but it's not the expectation that everyone is going to be at the same place in their fitness journey at the same time, right?
I'm quite sure you can feel someone's energy. And you may find someone who's a little apprehensive or unsure, insecure. They notice that someone is going 1,000 miles an hour. And it's like, yes, Claudine, I know you said I could go at my own pace, but I feel like a failure because I can't keep up. How do you deal with someone who is trying to emotionally navigate at least the initial part of getting back in shape?
Wow, Mo, this is such a great question. As you know, I've been an integral part of a new gym coming to the neighborhood where I live in Inglewood, California. And we have never had a fitness facility of this magnitude in the neighborhood where I am currently living and have lived for 25 years. So I have seen that apprehension firsthand. What it feels like to me is that we make exercise so much bigger than it really is. Exercise is simply the moving of your body. And that for everyone can be different. For example, I've been exercising consistently for 30 years, almost every day. Now, some would say, oh, Claudine, that makes you an expert. But let me tell you, since the gym has opened, I have consulted with and even paid for someone to train me on how to use the latest state-of-the-art equipment because I don't know everything either. And things are constantly changing as it relates to health and wellness. We get new information, new equipment, new ways of doing things. And I want to be able to say that I am consistently learning new ways of doing things that my body naturally knows how to do. So my expert advice would be to consult with someone and share with them whatever hesitations you may have, be it you just haven't been in the gym in a while, or be it you've had a sedentary lifestyle, health challenges, injuries. Be open enough to ask for help.
You talk about the intimidating factor, which can go into taking that proverbial first step. Very quickly, you mentioned in an oblique way, Iconics, which is now open in Inglewood. What classes are you teaching in addition to your free community workouts and also your online workout?
So just to give you some backstory, Mo, I started working at the gym when I was 18 years old because I wanted to get a free membership. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you work at the gym, baby, you get a free membership. And so I started out working at the front desk years ago. And I just loved the fact that the gym was a place where everyone could go to feel better, whether it was physically, emotionally, whether it was connecting with human beings. And I just kind of got hooked on being in the gym. My mom is a gym person, so I was exposed to the gym. I say that to say that having a gym in a neighborhood that never had a gym like this, right, has really brought about a certain amount of community that I was not anticipating. I obviously I've been in the gym so long, I should have known this was going to happen. But guess what, Mo? People are so happy. Their frowns have turned upside down. At first, they were like, grumble, grumble. What is this Iconics Fitness? Because it's a small business. It's not your big chain. It's not your, you name it. It's not your 24-hour fitness. It's a small business. And I'm just really grateful that someone saw fit, the owner of Iconics, to place this in a neighborhood that has often gone overlooked when it comes to wellness resources. And I'm honored really to be a part of this groundbreaking development.
So what are you teaching? What are your classes?
I don't teach much anymore, but I definitely teach a strength and stability class once a week or sometimes twice a week. I put myself on the schedule, And then I also do teach a 45-minute stretch. Let me say that. I had to teach a 45-minute strength class followed by a 45-minute stretch class. In the past, we used to put stretching in for 5 minutes. But what I've noticed in looking at people who are coming to the gym is that their lack of flexibility, both emotionally and physically, is showing up on the outside.
Claudine Cooper. You can find out all of this and more at ClaudineCooper.com. I appreciate you. I celebrate what you're doing locally and more broadly. And Claudine, please keep on doing what you're doing because it's a valuable commodity in the community.
Thank you so much, Mo. And thanks for having me. I love being here.
Always got to get you back in studio sometime soon, but you're so busy, so important, so in demand.
Just like you, buddy.
I'll talk to you soon. This is Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
The Summer Olympics are just about here. The opening ceremony is just days away, coming up on Friday. Athletes are now in Paris. They are settling into their accommodations. And word is getting out, with social media. Athletes are going to post about their experiences, what they like and what they don't like. And if you know the history of the Olympic Village, usually each Olympics, be it Winter or Summer Olympics, it's like Sex Fest for 2 weeks. These young, vibrant athletes in the primes of their lives from around the world having the opportunity to meet up with people also in the primes of their lives and the height of their sexual tension. They have a lot of sex, from what I'm told, during the Olympic Games. And athletes who've been moving into Paris, they are taking issue with their, get this, cardboard beds. And it's believed that they have cardboard beds, not very sturdy, to dissuade the athletes from having sex with one another. Never mind that they can have sex on the floor or in the bathroom or whatever, okay? Never mind the obvious. The beds are crafted to be used only for sleeping and not to accommodate more than one person at a time. The official Olympics YouTube channel previewed the beds, and it vowed that they would be fully recycled at the end of the Olympics. They feature a multi-part cardboard base and a 3-part flippable mattress with firmness options, but they're not very sturdy. They're not very durable. Now, they're being described by the athletes as anti-sex, but I'm quite sure if you could remember back to when you were 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, did you really need to have a bed? Did you need to have a sturdy mattress? All you needed was time and opportunity. That was it. These are the same folks who fantasize or engage in a Mile High Club, okay? These are the folks, it does not matter. If you can find space and you can find time, find opportunity, you can have some sex. The beds are probably not optimal because they're not made for that. But, just like with any problem, there's always a workaround. Or some sort of a around.
The beds won't withstand a lot of punishment? Is that the idea?
No, they won't. They won't withstand a lot of weight or use for activities other than sleeping soundly, quietly and not moving around a lot.
Not a lot of, say, thrusting.
No.
Not a lot of robust activity.
No bus, no rows.
But
no
you're saying
robust.
this would not have stopped you, Mo Kelly.
I wouldn't. No, I would have found some other solution.
All you needed was the hood of a car and a loose pair of handcuffs.
You have not lived until you've had sex underneath a pool table on the floor. That's all I'm saying.
How was there room underneath? Okay, never mind. I don't want to know.
You've never played pool before, clearly.
I stayed on top.
What are you trying to say?
I didn't get underneath it. I was strictly up above.
Pool tables are very expensive, and the last thing you want to do is mess up the felt.
Oh yeah, don't get anything on the felt. That's expensive.
Oh, that's my point.
Yeah.
Okay, look, pool tables can be thousands and thousands of dollars. Even though fewer people have them in their houses now, it's a thing of the 1970s and 80s. But all my friends, for whatever reasons, they had pool tables. And when we had the raging kegger parties, you'd end up sleeping or whatever wherever you could. There were only so many bedrooms. There were only so many sofas. And sometimes a pool table provided enough cover and privacy to,
Some stains don't come out either.
I don't imagine. But you're saying where there's a will, there's a way, and some pool cues.
Yeah, and just because the cardboard bed is not optimal, you've never been in a situation where the circumstances, the appliances were not optimal. You had to use what you had.
Well, what I want is to see some serious network reporter take one of these things for a test drive, don't you?
Well, if you were an intrepid reporter and you were committed to your job, yes, you would actually try to see if it was usable for an act like that.
Somebody wants to send one here, I'll climb right into the saddle.
You don't need to have one here. Office floors are exactly the same.
Well, no, I don't know. The office floor around here is probably much more sturdy than these beds, from what I understand. They're not meant for people jumping up and down on them. They're not meant for bouncing. They're not meant for moving to and fro like the motion of the ocean. They're not meant for that. They're just meant for you to snore in. That's it. They don't even seem, from the videos I've seen, to be comfortable at all.
I would flat one out. We'd have a pallet and we would be putting it in.
Well, see, maybe it's my function of going to college. I've always preferred a lower bed, closer to the floor. My first couple beds out of college, like IKEA, whatever, they were very low. They didn't have much room for anything you could put under the bed.
Well, like everybody's had it on a futon. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my first bed was a futon. It's like a couch and then converted into a bed. You didn't want to sit on that thing after I was done with it.
Oh, no, not without a full hazmat suit. No.
So, Mark, before you die, you have to make sure that you get some action in under a pool table.
You know, I don't know how far up on my bucket list I'm going to put that particular one. Because past a certain age, that might lose just a tiny bit of its appeal, don't you think?
Okay, let me just ask some general questions of everyone. I said general. I didn't say specific.
All right.
Look, you'll be able to handle it. Stefan, you're a man in your 30s, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you done all that you wish to do where you want to do?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Tawala Sharp, you're a man now. You've crossed the bridge into 50. Have you done all that you want to do where you want to do?
Yeah. Yeah, actually. I've had a lot of time. A lot of time. Been in the entertainment industry for a long time.
Yeah. Tiffany Hobbs with the viral load. She just walked into the studio, and since she did, she's fair game. Tiffany Hobbs, I'm not going to reveal your age. That is up to you. And you know who might be listening. Have you done...
This is a sound.
So you might be held to this answer one way or the other. I'm not asking for quality or quantity. I'm just asking the generality.
Tiffany, you can shut this right down.
No, she can't. It's called host privilege. Have you done everything that you want to do where you want to do?
No, absolutely not. And I'm north of 40, not by a lot, but just no. Okay. There's plenty of time.
All I'm going to say is, me, like Tawala, I've had a lot of time in the business. To all the girls I've loved before.
Just hang up the spurs.
I'm pretty much retired.
Uh-huh.
You know, there are a couple things that maybe I'm, you know, get a wild hair up my behind, no pun intended. But no, I think I've done.
What?
You never heard that term before?
Not in conjunction with this.
I said no pun intended.
Sure.
Context is key, honestly.
What are you trying to say, Mark?
Still look at the time is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at the time. Look at the FCC warning as well. KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, but we do have time to finish this up and maybe put a period on this when we come back.
No, we don't. We do not.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Last segment, I was telling you about how Olympic athletes are now in the Olympic Village. Historically, the stories which have come out of the Olympic Village have been legendary as far as athletes getting with other athletes. From, you want to talk about world unity? Well, there's never more unity than in the Olympic Village. You're talking about athletes in the prime of their lives. They're young, they're fit, they're full of pep and vim. They give away free condoms, and social media puts a different spin on this now. You're getting to see and hear more directly from the Olympic Village. Athletes are posting on social media some of their complaints. Many of them have to do with the beds in particular. The athletes are saying they're anti-sex. That's not me saying it. They're saying it. In fact, Mark Ronner was so curious, he had to come in the studio to see it for himself.
Well, I was trying to be thorough, so I understood what you were talking about. Don't make this seem like I'm the weird one here.
No. I am the weird one. I'm just saying you needed confirmation to help out your weirdness.
And it looked like the beds were taking some punishment after all.
Yeah, they were pretty sturdy, but I don't know how conducive that is to certain activities. It has to give.
No, it doesn't.
That's personal preference. Then.
I feel you, but if depending on what you're doing and where you need your partner to brace themselves, that could provide a sturdy surface.
I prefer a surface that's going to rock a bit. If it doesn't move at all, you don't get the full benefit of the motion, the flow, the rhythm.
See,
like I need to hear a headboard hit a wall or something.
See, I'm up against the wall.
What, like, have you had nothing but IKEA furniture your whole life? What's wrong with you?
You've never had a headboard hit a wall in your life?
That's
I feel
none of your
sorry
damn
for
business.
You. You're missing out. There's a rhythm to it, my man.
Well, I think you should get better furniture, is what I'm saying.
Mark, you've never been in a hotel and had someone next door saying, "That's all that noise."
No, Tawala, I have never done that.
On.
And if anybody's listening who knows me, I absolutely have never done that.
Oh man,
no. But the cardboard beds, though, also cardboard can lose its structural integrity when moistened.
True.
That is true. That is true. But that's why you always put something down.
And it's beneath the actual mattress.
It's beneath the mattress, yeah. Hopefully there's a mattress. There's actually a mattress cover in the mattress.
But it's a flippable mattress. The mattress is flippable by design.
So if one side should get dirty, just flip. And
it's a triple layer flip, too.
What's that mean?
Probably you can take out a layer and move it onto the top.
Flip it, then turn it upside down and around.
Gymnastics term.
So the feet now is at never mind.
Who doesn't like to flip it, honestly?
Smack it up, flip it.
Yeah.
Rub it down.
Oh no! Mark has no reference for that.
It's time for another lesson of You're Half Black.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to You're Half Black, and we're going to help you out.
Okay.
There's a song by BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe. It was an iteration of New Edition. When New Edition broke up because Bobby Brown left the group, went on the road, and they had Johnny Gill come for a while, then he left the group. The remaining members formed this group called BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Did I need to know all that?
You did, honestly.
Okay.
One of their classic hits is called Do Me Baby.
Subtle. You give it that.
Well, it's appropriate. And in it, there's a rap. Hey, Stefan, just find it real quick. We got time. And in the rap, they talk about smack it, flip it, rub it down.
Oh, no.
Just like Cole Porter used to do in his songs.
Yes, exactly.
I know you appreciate the classics,
Yes, yes. No, this actually is a classic song.
it's a bona fide
It
classic.
is a classic. Bona fide classic.
so to speak. Emphasis on the first syllable.
Yes, classic.
The love song.
Classic.
The love song.
Yeah, and this was just, so it kind of speaks to this particular moment.
Well, who doesn't believe in love? Let's hear it.
Well, we're just waiting on Stefan. I don't know if he knows the song to know where to find it. It's a rap. It's in the song.
I think he got sidetracked looking at something.
No.
He's trying to find it. It's not an easy find. You do have to know
near
the song.
the latter portion of the song. If you can find a rap, it's in there. He's typing, so he can't find it. So let me find it.
You would think that with a romance classic like that, it'd come right up in your search, right at the top.
Well, just finding that portion. Again, like if you're not super, super familiar with the song, you wouldn't know where to find it in the song. You'd have to kind of like skim through, listen a little bit. So I can see that's what, trust and believe. Look, Foosh knows his music and he knows his half black music as well. So,
are you familiar with New Edition at least?
I'm aware that there is such a thing.
Oh my gosh. What is happening?
It's not my bag, man. Did I use the right lingo there?
I think Foosh has it.
All right, Foosh, you got it? Bring it up.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down.
Oh no! Do me, baby. So, okay, you need more music in your life.
No, I get it now. It's just like Burt Bacharach would have written in his heyday. It's really, it's a classy song.
No more Neil Sedaka.
I don't know how much I want to know about Neil Sedaka and cardboard beds.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
Stimulating talk for independent thought.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live.